I'll now introduce the speakers, and I'm Vishali Pandit, and I'll moderate this event. So we have here with us Mr. Ajoy Pathak. Mr. Ajoy is a blockchain and cryptocurrency enthusiast, an evangelist, passionate educator, and a trainer with over 20 years of experience. His domain expertise in financial products and services includes commodity derivatives, futures, options, swaps, and arbitrage, hedging, research, and forecasting of prices based on fundamental and technical analysis. He is proficient in economics and its application in business models and plans. Mr. Rajoy's expertise includes product development in financial services and centralized cryptocurrency exchange domains. He is an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad, where he specialized in the PG program in food and agribusiness management. So welcome, Mr. Rajoy.
Thank you, Vishali.
We also have Mr. Devesh Chawla joining us, ingenious strategist, a mentor. He is known and highly regarded for his brisk planning and execution. He is the founder and the CEO of Chatur Ideas and advisor with Crypto University. He has been felicitated with multiple national and international awards. Welcome, Mr. Devesh.
Thank you.
So we can start the session now.
Great. Thank you, Vishali. To all my participants, hi, hello everyone. Good afternoon. Can I share my screen or something like that to take you through a presentation? Small presentation, and I guess this will be helpful. So let me just quickly take you through this. So let's not get into what blockchain is because you all must be knowing what blockchain is. Blockchain is basically blocks chained after one another. So that's all that about blockchain, and it involves a lot of cryptography and things like that. You can read all about it, and that will be like cakes walk for you all. But why blockchain? And let's answer that question. Let's take a look at what blockchain is going to do to the industry and where it is going to give us those windows of opportunity by 2030. And this is not me who is saying that. This is PricewaterhouseCoopers. You can go to the website, download their October 2020 report. I think the name of the report is Time to Trust, and read through it. I'll encourage you to do that. More you get to read all these reports and other things, but I'll just pick up a few excerpts from that report to structure our discussion today. It says that blockchain technology is going to boost the global GDP across the world by $1.76 trillion. Now, that's a huge sum. Uh, and this is like their estimates, which was published on October 2020. And after October 2020, the things like non-fungible tokens and metaverse, all these things came into the discussion front. And there's a lot thing which is happening. I mean, today banking solutions are happening in metaverse. Not only gaming, but there are business applications which are coming to the metaverse and things like that is happening. Some people are even marrying in metaverse. I mean, I don't know, I mean, how they're doing that. But yes, I mean, how this entire thing is going to unfold is something what Web 2.0 was before Wikipedia and things like that. So everybody was talking about e-commerce applications of the internet, but it really did not take shape like Amazon and Flipkarts did not happen only after the later part of it. So metaverse is somewhere in that part right now, and that has I mean the commercial applications and other things are being thought about, and there's still a lot of more work to do technologically and things like that. And perhaps there is where the real opportunity lies for us because things are not done yet. Once things are done, who will be needing us, right? So basically, we need to understand what the future holds, what the possibilities hold, and that's what this thing is all about today. If you have to follow PwC again, and let's talk about only PwC. And since this is October 2020, these figures are my best guess, lower estimates of what the actual possibilities would be. So, in my opinion, the possibilities or the figures are going to be much larger than this, somewhere 2x to 3x times larger. Okay, again, things depend on a bit on Russia and Ukraine also. But okay, those hitches will keep coming. I mean, these are estimates and things like that. So There's a lot shaping the world, but this definitely is the in thing for the next 10 years time. So, from the current 2021 estimates of 66 billion, by 2025, the GDP addition by blockchain only is going to be about 422 billion. Then it's going to grow at a much faster pace to about 1.76 trillion dollars by 2030. Uh, I have a very interesting, path. I mean, I have been into this blockchain and that space since 2017. Initially, when these surveys used to come out, like the industry being surveyed, that how much of blockchain that you want to be in your enterprise and things like that. So the number started from merely 5%, then to 20%. Then I think the Deloitte surveys, if they have to be consulted before, like last 3 years, they are like, in 2020 it was like 35%, 2021 it was like 70% or something like that, close to 61% of what PwC reports. And then obviously, I know very soon about 100% of all the CEOs would like to have digital transformation in their priorities. Because see, again, I mean, if they do not do it, what happens is that they risk being obliterated, like Kodak, what happened with Kodak. So when digital photography came in, Kodak refused to change. Okay, so Kodak was, I mean, mammoth organization. It just vanished, gutted, bankrupted within couple of years, just 2 years. That's the kind of, I mean, fast fall Kodak suffered, just because it did not embrace digital photography and it continued doing the analog photography thing. Similar with Xerox, they did not try to change. They thought that the photocopy industry is going to live forever because it has paid them so well behind. But in the contrary, in comparison, look at IBM. IBM started as a typewriter machine, correct? But then when they saw that computers are coming, they moved into hardware. Now they are just a software company. They are nowhere close to even hardware. I mean, do you see IBM machines anywhere near? Well, they're into consulting. They're into enterprise solutions and things like that. So that's how the businesses need to change to survive. Okay, and that's what everybody understands today. And blockchain is such a disruptive force in the market today that everybody wants to embrace it and put it into their business fold, not only the public sector, but also the private sector as well. We will see later on. But what does this translate into in terms of global opportunity? This is like the different I mean, estimates for different countries. So in USA, you get about 2.2 million job addition. You see the smiley over there. That is like how many jobs that will be added in the next 10 years, kind of a thing. And the GDP figure is going to, how much of an boost to the GDP blockchain is going to make. In India, if we talk about, we are looking at a figure of about $62 billion, and we are going to see a job addition of $3.2 million. Now, total job addition in the global scenario is close to around 42 million, along with the 21 million of rest of world. Now, trust me, I mean, I am a big believer of you guys. I know you guys are amazingly talented and you are going to represent, I mean, a significant portion of this 42 million. But then you need to gear up for the tomorrow now. How do you do it? In the public sector also, like we talked about, we'll talk about like how to go about it a little later. Just hold on your thoughts. Government of India is also very positive. Now, there's a lot of talk about whether government will be accepting this or not and things like that. But I'll tell you what, I mean, cryptocurrency is a debated topic. Okay. Cryptocurrencies is something which people are not sure about. The government is not sure about. But the government seems to be extremely sure about what blockchain is. And blockchain is the underlying technology which is powering cryptocurrencies. So if you ask me what cryptocurrencies actually are, I'll tell you cryptocurrency is basically a bit of a misnomer. It is wrongly named as a currency. It is not a currency for the real world. So this blockchain, it's a digiverse. It's a small digital universe. It's an environment within itself. You know about this computer environments, these program environments, and other things. So just imagine any blockchain. Let's say, for example, Bitcoin blockchain. So whatever happens in the Bitcoin ecosystem or Bitcoin protocol is just involving Bitcoin. So over there, it is a store of value. Over there, it is a medium of exchange. So within the Bitcoin system, Bitcoin is currency. But outside, now where you are currently, I mean, transacting with rupees or dollars, at that point of time, people may or may not really accept it as an, an value of exchange. And if they do, it's a barter system. So it's like me, exchanging my Yamaha with Devesh's India chief. So that's a barter. Okay, so that's how things are. We'll just negotiate. It's a peer-to-peer transaction kind of a thing wherein we swap two assets between us. So that's the kind of. So please take cryptocurrencies as digital assets rather than any bit of currencies out here. Yes, it is investable. It holds a future. It is digital in nature. It is protected with cryptography. It's an amazing thing. It represents a good project. Sometimes the value of the project is reflected through the value of the cryptocurrency, and so on and so forth. So Bitcoin can be just a payment system, whereas Ethereum can be a smart contract, platform in which a lot of decentralized applications are being built, even decentralized autonomous organizations are being built, and DEX is functioning, a decentralized exchange is functioning only through smart contracts and no human intermediation, zero a human effort, so zero error, lots of efficiency. The price discovery process is through algorithmic means rather than people's emotions forcing the prices up and down. So there are a lot of efficiencies to talk about using this digital system, the blockchain system, and things like that. But then cryptocurrencies as a digital asset is a totally separate thing. Blockchain as a technology which is implementable in public and private space, the ecosystem, the work processes, is a totally different thing altogether. Yes, this is the same underlying technology, but it's the technology is like agnostic to where it is serving, right? I mean, today you have the technology to serve, let's say, for example, the private space, the private ecosystem, as well as the public sector ecosystem. So that's the best part of technology, that it is basically use case agnostic. If it is usable over there, it does not matter who is using it. At the end of the day, it just serves its purpose. So does blockchain. Blockchain brings in efficiency, and everyone needs efficiency to be, maybe the private sector, also the public sector, to be in a huge way. And that's where comes this Blockchain India strategy report. You can go to Niti Aayog website and you can download this report, and please give it a thorough reading. It's a very good document, and this will kind of tell you how bullish India is on blockchain. So they are talking about India chain, and if you go to Ministry of Electronics and Telecommunications website and download their blockchain strategy report, you will see that a little bit pieces of this India chain is actually happening over there. So they're putting up a national infrastructure for the blockchain thing. They're doing a lot of POCs, proof of concepts, with different academic institutions for implementing blockchain in various processes like procurement process, the PDS process, the direct benefit transfer process, and things like that. So a lot of scope is coming both in the government area as well as in the private sector area. Okay, so this is what blockchain opportunity for us remains there. Now the question is, how do we participate, right? So what is the kind of different roles that we can participate into it? So that's where this slide comes in. uh, you have a lot of options. How do you want to address the whole thing? You can become a developer, an architect, an administrator. You can become project managers. People with those gifts can become UX designer. uh, there's a lot of engagement, because this is a very important part, because blockchain is a very inclusive kind of a technology. So The robustness of blockchain comes from community participation. So it has to be something which is very easy for, all classes of people, even attractive to all classes of people putting over there. So UX designing, user experience, uh, thing is going to be very, very challenging as well over there. You have to be very creative as well as technologically competent for that part. Then, of course, the blockchain quality engineers, blockchain consultant, legal consultant, engineers, analysts, and there are all other associated jobs, like, when people need to know more about blockchain, participate into it, make it much more stronger. So you need good content writers, you need community managers. And once you learn something, if not anything, you can become trainers and educators like us. I mean, that's what I have put at the last. That don't worry, you still have got some place to go if you learn blockchain, because what I believe is knowledge can only hurt when you don't have it. It cannot hurt you when you have it. So it can only be put to use. Some of the skills which are required. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. So this is just like, take it for just an, guidance kind of an thing. So some of the blockchain techs which you need to be knowing is Solidity, Ethereum, Hyperledger, Ripple. Some of the other smart contract languages are also there, like Rust, uh, and Substrate and things like that, which is going around. Some coding languages would be required. Java, Python, C++ always helps. C++ is like old tech now, but Bitcoin is written in that. Blockchain development tools like Get, Mist, Parity, Remix, Solium, Bast, some of them DevOps tools, some cloud, some bit of cryptography, some information science, some open source programming things and stuff like that. So these are some of the skills required. I'm sure you must be having about 80 to 90% of them. If not, you can quickly pick them up. But how to go about it? I mean, yes, you'd be needing some basic knowledge about what blocks are, what chains are, what to trust in the system, why this is so disruptive. You have to understand its functioning, because blockchain is just not an cryptography thing. I mean, the digital ledger system is something which, basically the fourth industrial revolution. Please go to the World Economic Forum. I'm unable to share it right now. Something is stopping me. Uh, so that's a very interesting concept which is happening in the Industry 4.0 revolution. So the fourth industrial revolution, which we are currently underway at this point of time, is a collection of a lot of technologies, like not only blockchain. Blockchain is just one of them. Okay, so we are talking about IoT, we are talking about AI, deep learning, machine learning. We are talking about various other aspects coming together along with the society. So basically, what we are talking about is we have a system where society and technology are feeding out itself, and we are targeting to reach the sustainable development goals. Like we are talking about circular economies, we are talking about green accounting and things like that at this point of time. Because, see, I mean, I think it is totally necessary today that we increase our efficiencies, because this current 8 billion population that this earth is sustaining today is going to be very difficult to continue with the kind of resources that we have left. So, kind of to make this sustainability a big issue, what we need to do is to efficient use of our resources, and also use technology in a better way so as to serve the society to reach those millennial goals, the sustainable development goals. And basically, the society changes, the technology supports it. The technology sometimes changes because the society is demanding it. So it's basically a cyber societal development which is happening in Industrial 4.0 revolution, and blockchain is just a component of it, and a very important component, because uh, it talks about disintermediation. It talks about IoT, where machines are talking to machines, systems are talking to processes, and things like that. So we have driverless cars, but let's say, for example, Devesh and I, we are in two driverless cars, and we need to go to Jodhpur for a seminar, and we are stuck in the Mumbai traffic and I spot Devesh's driverless car in front of my driverless car, and I just, my car asked Devesh's car that, will you give me the passage to go ahead of you? And Devesh's car said that, okay, I'll charge you a Bitcoin for that. And then my car does a Bitcoin transaction from my wallet to his wallet, and I get the right of passage. Now, this may sound like, I mean, some Isaac Asimov novel, science fiction novel to you, but driverless cars are a reality today, and driverless cars communicating between each other can very well be a possibility tomorrow. But it will require a lot of processing speed, a lot of spatial computing, a lot of other technological intervention. Also, those capabilities have to be built. It is still not there, and that's where we coming. So we have to have some basic knowledge about how this thing is happening. We have to understand its functioning. We have to look at some of the application cases like we just did. We have to learn some languages, maybe. Then probably we become a blockchain expert and we start understanding process reengineering. So then we take up one case, let's say, for example, the public distribution system of India, and we start re-engineering it, that how it is going to happen in the blockchain environment without intermediations and things like that. Some internships, hands-on experience always works, and then you can take specialized programs to actually go ahead and address those specific needs. Now that's a little bit about the job scope, how we may help you as Crypto University, Crypto Wire, and Crypto TV. Now, Crypto Wire is a pure play, which it's not an cryptocurrency. It is not an what do you say? It's not an exchange for that matter. Okay, it's not a cryptocurrency exchange. It is not even a coin. It's not a token or coin or something. So Crypto Wire is basically an information dissemination service and an education portal through Crypto University and infotainment portal through Crypto TV. So Crypto TV, we are trying to provide information in a very entertaining way uh, to all the audience, so that I mean, they also have the pleasure of learning about blockchain and cryptocurrencies uh, in a very easy to go manner. In Crypto University, we get a little bit serious. What we do is that we have some courses out here for the serious janta. So they could go to our website, open courseware in MIT, and go through them. Like, I mean, what you do with Game of Thrones, you keep on seeing the videos one after another. Over here, you'll just keep on listening to Gary Gensler, just like, I mean, season one, episode one, season one, episode two, and so on and so forth. But trust me, that's good. That's basically, it'll do a lot of good to all of you guys. And all this is available on an application. People, I know, I mean, a lot of you are really interested in, may not be Bitcoin, but Axie Infinity and Decentraland. Uh, you can do a quick hand raise, like how many of you are in Axie Infinity, how many of you are in Decentraland playing games, and things like that. How many of you are dealing in those cryptocurrencies while you are playing those games, or even talking about Dogecoin and Shiba Inus during your class breaks. For those janta, we have this Crypto Wire. Crypto Wire is an information dissemination service in which the market is put into your grasp, the news, the prices, and things like that. Whatever interesting is going around. We also have a very interesting screen like this arbitrage watch, in which some of the exchanges are compared and some of the exchange arbitrage opportunities are highlighted, so people who are interested can participate into that. So all these things in the CryptoWire app, you can download that CryptoWire app, and I hope to welcome all of you to the chain as soon as possible. Let's get chained up. So if you have any questions, love to interact with you guys. And Devesh, my dear friend, I mean, he has got very interesting talks for you, so we can take the question and answer after Devesh. So that's also fantastic.
Perfect. Thanks, Ajoy. Very insightful session. And with the examples of your driverless car and my driverless car talking to each other was Very interesting. So, I really like the way you emphasized on the job opportunities that can come out from blockchain and cryptocurrency. So there are huge career opportunities. Uh, Having said that, since I hail from a background where I've worked with over, say, 1,100 startups and have a network of 1,500 investors, for me, entrepreneurship is something that's very close to my heart. And, I like to think everything from an entrepreneurial angle. So, I feel there are so many opportunities that one can leverage upon. Apart from just being job seekers, one can also be job creators. So what I feel is, one can think of a lot of possibilities in building career in blockchain and cryptocurrency. For instance, something as simple as, our mark sheets. So mark sheets today can be fudged and can be shown to the employer. But if you put this onto a blockchain platform, it becomes almost impossible to fudge them. So the employer has to just log on to the platform, check the mark sheets. He knows this is genuine and there have been not photoshopped printouts that have been presented in. So what really matters over here is how can we make something on blockchain. So I'm sure all of the guys who are attending today can build a platform on blockchain and resolve at least this problem to begin with at the city level and then at the state level and then maybe at the national level. That is one. Another thing that I can just think of randomly is LinkedIn. So today on LinkedIn, people put a lot of things about their education, about their qualifications, about the earlier places that they worked with, but there is no way to ascertain that the information provided on LinkedIn is true or no, right? So you may want to hire a verification agency which says that, okay, you can do a background check about the employee and say that, what all information is provided is true or no. But having said that, if we can have a blockchain platform again, which gets all of this data online, so a blockchain enabled LinkedIn, that makes life pretty simpler. That saves a lot of time, energy, and money, which I'm sure a lot of guys who are attending today's session can build that up, right? From being from IIT Jodhpur, I'm sure uh, being technically oriented is something that everyone would have, right? So that is something one can think of. So what I'm trying to say here is there are so many opportunities that one can leverage upon. Why not do it? So that is one. Uh, and what also happens is a lot of people say that we have a lot of time. Blockchain has just started, cryptocurrency has just started, but that's not how the case is. Let's catch the train before it leaves the station. So, for instance, when e-commerce started, people were like, how can e-commerce really be the next big thing? We are used to going to malls and shop, we're going to the Kirana store and shop, but things have changed immensely. And we've seen how e-commerce has boomed, how many opportunities it has given for people to build their careers, how many opportunities are built for entrepreneurs to make ventures out of it and become unicorns. So today, if you see the kind of unicorns that we have the last 2 years, how many of them are from the e-commerce or related industries? Quite a few. So one needs to just capitalize ASAP. For example, Paytm. So in 2010, nobody would have thought digital wallet is the next big thing. They thought somebody else is just trying to innovate. But the moment demonetization came in, after that, if you see the COVID crisis that happened, now you see everyone is using either a Paytm or a Google Pay or any other wallet, right? So it's become the norm. Everyone wants to use a digital wallet. So where I'm coming from again is it's not too early for blockchain and cryptocurrency. I think it's the right time to enter in and capitalize on it. In fact, sometimes the most simplest things can create differences. For instance, so there is this guy called as Samuel Fried. He is in US. This guy passed from MIT, I think, around 6 years ago or something. And when he passed out from there, he wanted to make huge money and he didn't know how to do that. So what he did, he went to Google, he figured out that what's the price of Bitcoin, and he saw the price of Bitcoin is somewhere around $10,000 on the US exchange. He then went to the Japanese exchange. He saw the price of Bitcoin is $11,000. He said, "Can I create an arbitrage opportunity here? Can I buy 10,000 in the US exchange and sell it $11,000 in the Japanese exchange?" He started doing that. He did a huge amount. Today, I think he's aged 29 years. He runs a crypto exchange in the US, and his company's valuation is $17.5 billion. So just by doing a simple thing like an arbitrage opportunity, buying in one exchange, selling in another exchange, which anyone can think of, and he created an exchange in the US. And at the age of 29, he has a company valued at $17.5 billion. You can Google him, Samuel Fried, and you'll come to know how he did it. So it's something, the most simplest things actually make wonders. So again, entrepreneurship is one of them. In fact, sometimes by just looking at charts, one can understand how can one actually buy or sell the cryptocurrencies, because many a time that what I keep hearing from people is, it's highly volatile. So is there a way we can understand when to buy and when to sell? Yes, we can do that. If you don't want to invest, you just want to be a trader in cryptocurrencies, you can do that as well. Thank you.